So if you're either a Toonkins or a Lizzie's email show fan, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite characters, Lizzie the squirrel from Toonkins, on how I made plushies and how much I love this character and how this character is first revealed. Sit back, relax, and let's take a review on the plushies. I've been busy doing other stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this video right now. So here is the Lizzie the Squirrel larger size plush that I made, I don't know when, a couple days ago, whenever I sewed in a whole bunch of stuffed animals that I'm going to be doing. So that's what I did. And once I saw this blue fabric, I'm still going to use that for the shoes and stuff. So yeah. So I'm gonna do a review on Lizzie before I get into all the play features, so here's a closer look at her. See, her bow is... I really like her bow. It's made out of fleece. And her inner ears. I didn't stuff both the ears because in the show her ears are supposed to be floppy and not just fat. And I like how the ears are all floppy. And her fur, she feels like a real squirrel. Actually, that's brown fabric that I found that I was going to use this to make this plush. Her side whiskers is like the best that I did. It's made out of like fleece. It's got like a tooth. And her eyes are like embroidered. You could see the twilights in her eyes. And I didn't sew all the way around it. I just hot glued it together. On the back is what the best about this plush is that I included side whiskers to show up on the back. And unlike all the other Toonkins and Looney Tunes or Tiny Toons characters, basically, had these side whiskers on the back, and that's what I did. And her clothes are all made out of fleece, well, except by the flower on her shirt. It's actually her favorite shirt that she wears all the time. And I don't know why she has brown sleeves on her. So once I made this plush, I didn't realize that her arms are like too short to sew it, so I just add another layer of arm and sewed it on. Her clothes are pretty stiff. So on this specific plush that I made, you can see that she has her whole body behind it, so that way I could take off her clothes or something. If I take off her clothes, then that would be kind of too difficult for me, because it's kind of took a while to get her shirt on without getting her tail sticks up, because her tail is like extremely big. Like, not as big in the show, but her tail seems to be a lot bigger. A little bit bigger. And that's what I did. And same thing with her legs. I sewed another layer of legs because her legs are like too short. So I decided to add another layer of brown fabric that I used. And then I stitched down the second layer. And her shoes are pretty cool, made out of felt and fleece, and I like her ties of her shoes. She has little like things around her shoes, but I did not realize that when I was making this. And the best part that I like about this Lizzie larger size plush is that I did a great job on her tail. Her tail is so big and fluffy. And it's like I could easily like wagging her tail or something. And her nose is identical to the cartoons, but if you watch the other Toonkins cartoons on my other channel, you see her nose is like a much darker pink than her inner ears, as well as her tongue and everything. And her bow should be a much darker. So yeah, it's really soft and kind of squishy. I like how I put thread on the thumbs on his or her hands. So yeah, that's my review on her. So the reason why I'm reviewing this is because Lizzie is like my favorite character on Toonkins. Mainly because she reminds me of Babs Bunny from Tiny Toons. So that's what I did. I'm well, she is a main character on Toonkins as well as Birdie the squirrel. But I will not I forgot to make Birdie the squirrel once I made the larger size. If I'm planning to make a larger size Birdie plush, I'm gonna have to like copy whatever it's on the palettes that I'm gonna use, and then I'll just give him different clothes and different eyes. She has, I mean, not he has bigger teeth than Lizzie's, and he has socks, and Lizzie doesn't, and he doesn't have a bow, and his tail is identical to Lizzie's. I don't know why I keep saying she and he. Sorry if I keep pronouncing that. Just let me know in the comments. So yeah, there's a closer look at her. What do you think of her in the comments? I think it turned out pretty good, I must say. So, yeah. So yeah, I think this Lizzie larger size plush is way more awesomer than those smaller size ones, which I will get to that later. But there are some strange things that I found out about this plush is that her eyes are black instead of having her blue highlights. And it's weird how she doesn't have any eyebrow ridges, because if you haven't watched the cartoons, she's supposed to have eye ridges. And remember when I said earlier if I want to make a Birdie the squirrel plush? Well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make him, but I will eventually make him. So I made him look identical to Lizzie. I'm gonna make him a bigger tooth, and I'm gonna make him smaller eyes, and I'm gonna make him a shirt, shorts, and probably purple shoes that he wears. I'm gonna make Birdie the squirrel about the same size as Lizzie the squirrel, so that way they could be together, and that would be pretty cool. So yeah, if you are a Toonkins fan or not a fan of Toonkins, then this plush will make a great deal to you. Here are the next set of plushies that I want to take a look at. As sooner than later, I made the smaller size Toonkins plushies that looks a little bit smaller than the larger size ones. There are only 3 in the set of Birdie, Lizzie, and Alley Cat, which I was shocked that I made him as Alley Cat even got a plush. I am assumed that I want to make him as really good, identical to the cartoon, but it still looks good. I will take a look at Lizzie first, because I think she's the coolest character. So for Lizzie, her facial expression seems different. Her mouth is open on the larger size, but her mouth is closed in the smaller size. Her flower on her shirt looks bigger. I don't know why she has longer sleeves in that one. And her shoes are a little bit darker and not as fluffy than a larger size. And I don't know, I can't barely see her bow. In fact, I see a bow on the larger size plush. I don't know if it was missing or it was leaned the back. And what's cool is that she definitely has blue highlights in her eyes. Unlike the larger size, she has black highlights instead of blue. So yeah, I think this plush looks way more identical to the cartoon than the larger one. As for Birdie, he looks fine. He still has the bigger buck tooth than Lizzie's. And his shirt is way much darker, and so does his pants. Also, there's one little detail missing on Birdie. The white parts on his shoes. I don't know why I didn't include that. Because in the cartoon, he's supposed to have white stuff on his shoes. Either they're soles or something. I don't know why I didn't include that. His face looks pretty luge-eyed for some reason. Although he doesn't have a bow on his head though. And as for Alley Cat, who, oh my god, what on earth have done? His plush looks okay though, but what's going on with his head? His head seems a lot more bigger than unlike he does in the cartoon. I'm planning on remaking him just so that he could be more identical to the cartoon, but not this ugly one here. He still has his orange handkerchief, and his feet are a lot bigger than they used to. And I don't know why he doesn't have a tail. I don't know if his tail is missing or if it's not in this picture. I don't know why his nose is a little bit smaller. And his ears are pretty cool. And I really like his eyes though. It's weird that he doesn't have whiskers on this plush. And on the cartoon he does have whiskers. So that's what's great about him being like a cat character. And I think he's supposed to be like a black cat or something. That's how he got a cat breed. So yeah, the plush himself I'm not really a big fan of. But I will eventually remake him probably like a couple of years ago. I don't know. And there you have it, the Toonkins plushies on how I like the character. So for Lizzie is my favorite characters because she likes changing out costumes, like the episode where they make friends. So yeah, that's why she reminds me of Babs Bunny. So for Birdie, not so much, but he's just like Buster Bunny though. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it's pretty good, so thank you for watching and please subscribe.